Ron Atchison from McKee's 37. Hope everybody's having a great day. Today I want to talk to you about interior detailing. As you can see, I've got my Carolina detailing cart all loaded up with some different products and towels and brushes. Today the products we're going to be showcasing are our total interior cleaner, our interior surface protectant, and our graphene interior shield. Now the total interior cleaner, it can be used on all the surfaces inside your vehicle, your rubber, your plastic, vinyl, leather, carpet, upholstery. The one thing you don't want to use it on, do not use this on navigation screens or your instrument panel. The interior surface protectant is a water-based product. It dries to the touch. It is not greasy. It'll leave a satin finish. If you want a higher gloss, you can put 2 coats on, or with the 1 coat, don't wipe it with a towel when it's done. Just let it air dry, and you'll have a shinier finish. Same thing with the graphene interior shield. You're going to want to put this on and immediately buff it up with a towel to get off any of the residue. It protects against UVA and UVB rays. Both of these products will prevent fading, cracking, drying out of the materials. This product you're going to need to reapply every couple of weeks. The graphene interior shield, you'll probably get months out of that before you have to reapply it. There is a little bit of a cost difference, so you'll have to look at that as far as your budget goes and make the decision as to which one fits your need the best. What we're going to be using to apply it, I like to use our coating applicator pad. This is one for doing tires. As you can see, they're a little bit difference in thickness. I like the thinner one personally, because when you're using either one of these products, you don't need very much. So this works great. I like it because it has sharp edges. It's very easy to control where you're putting the product. So if you've got a door panel that's got material on it, like this one does, you don't end up with protectant on your fabrics. I find this one to be just a little bit too thick. It holds too much product. So this is my applicator of choice. One thing you do not want to do is you do not want to clean your interior with new colored towels. When you're using the interior cleaner or any type of interior cleaner, whether it be an APC or a leather cleaner, it doesn't know the difference between, you know, what's a stain and what's not a stain. So if you're using a brand new towel, it's very possible that it can pull the dye out of your towel and then transfer that into the fabric of your vehicle. So do not use brand new towels. If you're going to use colored towels, that's fine. Just make sure that they've been washed, you know, maybe a half a dozen times to make sure that all of the dye and everything that's going to come out of them is out of them. Personally, I like to use a white towel. That way I don't have to worry about any of that. If you don't have a white towel, like I say, you know, this yellow towel, it's an older one, it's clean, it may have a stain here or there, but that's okay. But I do know that it's been washed enough that I'm not going to get any kind of a dye transfer. You may need a soft bristle brush like this one. Personally, I normally use this type of a brush. As you can see, they both look the same. The only difference is this one's used for wheels and this one's used for interior. So as you can see, I've marked it with a Sharpie. So you're going to want to mark your interior brushes in some manner, put a label on them or something so that you know that that's an interior brush. The last thing you want to do is get wheel cleaner, you know, on your dash because you used the wrong brush. Same thing with the applicators. I mark the back of them so that I know that that's what's in this. Now the beautiful thing about these applicators, whether you use the black one or the red one, that's your personal preference, is the sponge on here is basically the same sponge that the polishing pads are made out of, which means it's extremely durable. So an applicator pad like this can be used time after time. So whenever you get done and you've got your interior surface protectant in here, you can either put it in a Ziploc bag to store it for the next time, or you can use some APC or polishing pad cleaner, or even, you know, a dish soap, and you can clean this out and get all of the old residue and the old dressing out of it, let it dry. If you take care of an applicator like this for doing interiors, you know, this thing will last you years. So it's a little bit more cost-wise than, say, you know, the cheap 2-pack for $1 microfiber applicators, but it does a much better job. So let's get into the interior of this car, and I'll show you how each product works, and you'll see the results. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with our total interior cleaner. Like I said, this can be used on, you know, plastic, rubber, vinyl, leather, carpet, upholstery. The other really nice thing about this product, with all the germs and all the stuff that's going around with monkeypox and all that stuff, it has an antibacterial formula. So not only does it kill germs, it helps repel new germs from sticking to your interior. So that's a big plus, especially in your going in gas stations and that type of thing, and, you know, touching stuff, and you're bringing that back to your car. So what you want to do is take your microfiber towel, spray your towel down good, and then you simply wipe. So since this product is safe on plastic and rubber and vinyl and everything, even though this car has upholstery in the door panel, I don't have to worry about getting this cleaner on it because it's safe to use on that. So actually we'll go ahead and, this is fabric here and fabric there, so we'll go ahead and wipe both of those down. So what you want to do is just simply go over the door panel, get it nice and clean. Total interior cleaner will also remove any old dressings that may be on there. You really want to get those off. You don't want to keep building up layer after layer of interior dressing on your door panels. So we've got that all wiped down. So now, like on our switches up here or the door handle, take my brush, put a little bit directly into the bristles, get in there and work on the cracks, get down underneath the switches, behind the handles, get that all scrubbed up nice and clean. Then simply wipe it off. There's no need to go back behind with, you know, another wet towel and rinse it off or anything like that. It's perfectly fine just like it is. Just let it air dry. So now that we've got our door panel nice and clean, give that a second to dry up. So we're going to go ahead and use the interior surface protectant. I'll do a section here with that, and then I'll do this section over here with the graphene shield, and you can see the difference between the two. Now with the interior surface protectant, the way I like to do it, I do not like to spray it on the door panel. You have no control where it goes. You may end up with it on your fabric, or you end up with a bunch here and hardly any there. So the way I like to do it is I take the nozzle of the bottle and I bury it down into the sponge, and I squeeze it into the sponge just like that. When you do it like that, it pushes the product down into the sponge. If you just spray it on the top like that, it tends to bead on there like that. When you tilt it, it can run off. So bury the nozzle down into the sponge. You don't have to worry about it, or you can take the nozzle too and move it around. That way you don't have to worry about product running off of the sponge and ending up on the floor. So now that we've done that, we'll take it and squeeze it a couple of times to distribute it. And as you can see, I can cut in right next to that fabric. I don't have to worry about getting any of the product on the upholstery. And just those few little squirts that I put in there is enough to do, as you can see, half this door panel without adding any more to it. Just like up here, I can get right next to the glass without actually getting any product on the glass. Same thing here again, right along the upholstery. Makes for a very nice, clean application. Now I can leave this dry just like it is, and I'm going to end up with a little bit of a more glossy finish. Or I can go ahead and take my towel now and buff it dry and knock down some of that shine. I particularly don't care for a shiny interior, so I'm going to go ahead and buff it off. There we go. That's all there is to it. Looks nice, makes it nice, deep, rich black finish. It's not greasy, oily, nothing on there. Once it dries, it's, so you can snap your fingers, no problem. So same thing with the interior shield. We'll go ahead and do the other side with it. Now the main difference between these two products is the amount of protection that you're going to get. The graphene interior shield by far is going to be a more durable product than the interior surface protectant. It's just basically it's a better product. As far as the appearance goes, the appearance really doesn't change between this and the interior surface protectant. They both leave a satin finish, as you'll see. The main difference is the amount of UVA and UVB inhibitors that the product has into it, along with the being infused with graphene. It's going to make the dirt repel better. It's going to repel water. It's going to make cleaning down the road much simpler, because nothing's going to really want to stick to this. And so when it does come time to clean the door panel, it cleans much simpler. Again, we can cut right in next to everything. The really nice thing about using this applicator, like up here, this contoured area of the door panel, the sponge is soft enough, it's got a nice handle to it. It'll actually conform to the door panel really nice and get all the way up into that crack. See, I got all the way up into that crack. But the part by the speaker, there's absolutely no product on that. That's how fine you can get in and cut in with these applicators. That's why I really like to use them on interiors. So as you can see, in just a matter of minutes, I've cleaned and protected this whole door panel. It looks nice. It feels nice. It's got a nice clean feel to it when you touch it. Doesn't have a greasy feel to it. Doesn't have a greasy look to it. Just looks nice and clean. You know, everybody really seems to concentrate on the paint on their car and keeping the paint really nice and all of that, but the reality of it is you maybe see the outside of your car 3% of the time and you see the interior 97% of the time. So, you know, you want to use really nice products on the interior. It just makes the drive more enjoyable, you know, to have a nice clean interior, and it smells good, looks good. Take friends or family out for dinner and you're not embarrassed with the way the interior of your car looks. So as you can see, left hand side's got the graphene shield and the right hand side has the interior surface protectant. You can't see a line between the two. They both look pretty much identical. They both do a fantastic job. Now this door panel's protected. With this Florida sun being as strong as it is, you really need to keep something that's going to protect it against the UV rays and keep it looking nice for a long time. So that is our total interior cleaner with an antibacterial formula. This works great on most common dirt or stains or whatever you're going to find on an interior. If it's any more than that, we've got, you know, a dedicated upholstery cleaner that's a little bit stronger that you may need to use. But for the most part, this takes care of 90% of what's going on an interior. Then our interior surface protectant. You can also use this on leather. So if you've got leather seats and you like the way it looks on your door panels, you can definitely put it on your leather too. And the newest product for interiors we've got is our graphene interior shield. So this is Ron Atchison from McKee's 37. I hope you found the video informative. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.